Hi and welcome to another episode of the Beer Garden, where we take you through to Sunday's card at Sha Tin, joined as usual by Sarah, Joe and Charene. How is it, everyone? Everyone looking forward to Sunday? It's another wet card, isn't it? More yielding ground. Charene, is this the worst? Is this the worst you can recall, seasonal-wise, for wet weather?
Yes, it's definitely the worst season in currently in Hong Kong because we see that in this season, especially in the recent months, there will be so many wet meetings. Before that, we used to have some sunny weather over the on the race day, but it keeps raining recently in Hong Kong. So the ground may be a bit tough for the horses. So it is not easy for us to study the form because usually the horses in Hong Kong, they do not have many previous form over the wet track. So it's quite difficult for us. So hopefully we can bring you some winner tomorrow.
And we're getting so much yielding weather that we're actually looking back through the HKJC site and seeing some history now of horses with yielding form, because it's been such a bad season weather-wise, hasn't it? Some horses that we know are quite proven on the track these days. Right, let's get started. It's an 11 race card, and we take you through races 1, 5 and 7. Race 1 is a Griffin race, and that is a horse imported to the region unraced. That's on turf over the 1,000 metres, and then we go to races 7 and 9, which is on the dirt. So we start off in race 1, which is a kind of an interesting race. And yes, we'll start with Sarah. It's the Tung Wan Shan plate race, conditions race over 1,000 metres or 5 furlongs. Who do you like?
Well, this is a really, these Griffin races are always tough, but I'm taking the 5 Lucky Banner here. For me, I kind of felt like I went a little bit safe, taking a strong jockey with a horse that has some experience, especially over the Sha Tin course. This horse just got a really nice second placing at the end of May in the Pakistan Star Plate with some really good form in that race and coming behind such great horses such as Circuit 9. But we should see, he is dropping back to that 1,000 meters. Hopefully that will help this horse figure out where he needs to click into gear and where he really needs to maneuver. As he is still a fairly green horse, but his improvement has been really nice. He's showed some great footing over the Sha Tin course. So I think we're going to continue to see him improve each time out. So hopefully we'll see. This is tough.
It's tough. Sarah goes for number 5 at Lucky Banner in race 1. Who do you like, Joe?
I actually went with Lean Hero, the one that's drawn the rail, but he's had a pretty decent trial, except for his last one. I guess that he's just getting climatized with Luke Curry, so he did get to ride him. I like the pedigree though because it is out of Maurice, and we all know Maurice won some big races in Hong Kong, and some of the Maurice babies have been doing well. It is a pretty tough Griffin race because it's like like a maiden race here or anywhere else. You got a lot of first-time starters, so a lot for them to improve on and a lot for them to see how they run on their first time out. But I think Luke Curry, he did get like a win probably I think a week or 2 weeks ago, but I mean, it is pretty tough. Lucky Banner looks like he's the one to beat, especially getting a second last time out. Our Precious also, some of these have already experienced, but I'm gonna take one that's a little bit, you don't want to be drawn the rail. This is a 5 furlong sprint up the straight, so but I think Lean Hero could be a good solid each way chance here.
So Joe goes for the 10-horse Lean Hero. I just thought you were describing yourself there. I didn't think you were going through the pedigree. I just thought you picked Lean Hero there. But a good selection for Joe there. And Charene, who do you like in race number 1?
Yeah, in the opener, I will go for number 6, Our Precious. We see that the trainer, Casper Fong, is sending 3 horses in this race. Apart from Lucky Banner that mentioned by Sarah, I think that Our Precious is also another one to watch because we see that last time out he made the Hong Kong debut over the 1,200 meters. It is another Griffin race, and he was beaten by Circuit 9, which who is quite outstanding this year in the Griffin race. But Circuit 9 is not here on on Sunday. So our Precious this time stepping back to the strict course over 5 furlong. I think that currently maybe this distance will be more suitable for him because we see that last time out over 1200 meters, he was weakened in the final furlong. So maybe 5 furlong is a better distance for him. And I quite like his gallop on the last week on June 2nd. He had an impressive gallop with great time. So I believe that our Precious is now well prepared for another race. So making his second up this time, also ridden by Luke Ferraris. I'm quite looking forward to him. So my selection in race 1 will be number 6, Our Precious.
So Charene goes for number 6, Our Precious. I must admit, when you selected that, I started to have doubts because I've agreed with Sara with Lucky Banner, number 5. And like Sara, it felt like it was the safe bet, like the percentage call. And I did that last week at Happy Valley when I picked Natural Storm and Rise Brethren won. So I'm slightly anxious about Our Precious because it has ground to make up with Lucky Banner, but as you say, stepping back might be the key. Interesting horse. Of course, Casper Founds supplies Sphere of the Field, not only Lucky Banner, Our Precious, but also Forever Friends, who has taken part in quite a few barrier trials. So just to recap, Sara goes for race number 1. Race number 1, obviously, it's number 5, Lucky Banner. I agree, also 5, Lucky Banner. Joe goes for number 10, Lean Hero, and Charene goes for number 6, Our Precious. So now we go to race number 7, the Lipec Chan Handicap, over 1200 meters or 6 furlongs. This is the first of 2 races we cover on the dirt surface. And Sara, who do you like in race 7?
I like the 5, Kaiying Master, with Bentley aboard here, jumping out of barrier 4. He is stepping up in class here to the class 2, but he has had a really great race over the all-weather track at early May. He really seemed to have taken to this surface quite a bit. He's a stalker, and he's in that movement. He's shown some great improvement over his races and that stalking position there. And I think he might be one of the best here in this field over the all-weather track, and he needs some speed. And I feel like this horse is going to be quick out of the gate, and so we will see some speed duels here. And I think that's where this horse really thrives. So I'm going to take my chances here with the 5, Kaiying Master.
So 5, Kaiying Master for Sara. It's a tricky race, this. Joe, who do you like in race number 7?
Well, I went with an old sentimental favorite that I didn't have before. Now I'm kind of liking him. Is Tornado Phantom down the bottom, number 9. He's drawn number 11, but he usually sits back and takes a run at the end. He is going up in class a little bit, carrying 54 kilos, but I think that last win on the all-weather looked pretty impressive to me. It's okay he's drawn 11 because he does sit back, so I don't think that he's gonna have to like press a pace or anything like that. He could just wait. But he does get Alex Bedell, and it is a pretty tough field when you look at it. It's actually pretty competitive, but if the value is there for Tornado Phantom, I think I'm gonna take another chance with him. I can think he could go back to back. So Tornado Phantom for me.
So Joe goes for 9, Tornado Phantom, also his value bet, and of course it won on his dirt debut last time, so a good chance, Tornado Phantom. And Sara, Charene, who do you like in race number 7?
Yeah, in race 7, I will go for number 3, Campione. This horse is quite special in Hong Kong because he had a form in Italy before importing to Hong Kong. He's quite a talented sprinter in Italy, and then he is settling quite well in Hong Kong. He scored 2 wins in Class 3, including 1 impressive victory on the all-weather track. He overcame the wide draw and just made all easily and won by 1.5 lengths. Last time out, maybe there were some excuses. Maybe Happy Valley isn't that suitable for him, and he actually didn't take the lead. And I'm going to give him one more chance for him because on Sunday he will be returning back to the all-weather course and also breaking from gates 2 this time. I believe that he can lead easily enough in this race, and hopefully we can see him showing the catch me if you can once again. So number 3, Campione for me.
So Charene picks number 3, Campione, and I hope you picked the winner, because I agree with you. Also Campione. I thought it was a very, I chopped and changed a bit. I looked at this race and I wasn't sure. The first horse I liked was Campione, because of that excellent run, his third run when he won over course and distance. And as you say, it was a wide draw, wasn't it? And yet the way he turned, it was like he was on rails, turning that corner under Matthew Poon. And he was good value for the victory. I think he could have won further. And Matthew Poon didn't even have to pick up his stick, which is very unusual. He didn't even bother picking up his stick. It was a very good ride. And he went up £8 for that, didn't he? And so, as you say, back at Happy Valley, maybe he's more of a dirt horse than a turf horse, because I think he will be well suited to coming back. And as you say, from a good draw, he won't have to fight so hard for the lead this time. But I think, as you say, it's a very open race. I also like the chance of McCluckey could build. He's quite a lightly raced horse for Lyle Hewitson. And also, I've always liked Zarzan. He's drawn one. I think he'll get well behind, because he doesn't seem to have much early pace these days. But if they go very fast with the likes of Kaying Master and Campione, then it will set it up for a closer like Tornado Phantom or Zarzan. And even, I've forgotten his name now, but Joe Moreira's horse, Red Desert, who has form figures of 999, but is running better than it looks. So just to recap, Sarah goes for 5, Kaying Master, Joe goes for 9, Tornado Phantom, and Charene and I have picked the winner. Sorry, we've picked number 3, which is Campione. We then go to race number 9, the Nam Long Shan Handicap. Very much speed orientated this time, our races that we cover. Again, this is over 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs. Sarah, who do you like in race number 9?
I like the 3 here, Lightning Bolt. This is another horse that he seems to just really like the all-weather track here, coming off of a 2nd place. Before that, he got a 4th, and then before that, another 2nd place as well. He did get a win here in February over the all-weather track at this distance. He knows this track well, and he's really the kind of horse for the course here. Really great form, great footing. He knows how to really stick to this. We get Chadwick aboard, which I thought was rather interesting. So he hasn't ridden him. I don't know if he has, or at least in quite some time, but he really should sit, I would say, back at the mid-pack here. And Chadwick is really going to have to click this horse into gear. He's going to have to know this horse, because he seems to be a little bit tricky. He gets comfortable, and I feel like if you don't nudge him at the right time, he just kind of forgets he's in a race. But he's great. He's a really talented horse. This is a very talented field here. I feel like one of the stronger fields I think we have on the card. But we'll see. I think his strong closing speed is going to look really nice here in this field, and hopefully we'll get a win.
Okay, Sarah goes for number 3, Lightning Bolt. Gate 10, quite wide, but a good chance, and likes this surface, that's for sure. Joe, who do you like in race number 9?
I went with number 5, everyone's victory, with Joe Moreira. Now, it's funny because he ran 4th behind Tornado Phantom in the last race. So he does get a jockey upgrade with Joe Moreira. Nothing against Harry Bentley, but Joe Moreira gets the mount here. Same distance, 1,200 meters. So I think that he was really consistent before he went on a spell. He was 2nd to like Lightning Bolt, Majestic Star, beat WizKid, who was pretty good on the turf, but beat him in the all-weather track, and then also Fiery Diamond. So you're gonna get probably the shorts on him. So he's probably not gonna be as good as odds as appealing to everybody else. But I think that with that consistency and especially not being too far off the leaders or being thereabouts, I think everyone's victory should have a chance, probably win this race if I think it's his race to win. So everyone's victory for me, number 5.
Joe goes to number 5, everyone's victory. Charene, do you agree?
Yes, I do. I agree with Joe. I also like number 5, Everyone's Victory, because I quite like his performance over the wet, slow, or weather. He's has 2 starts over the wet ground, and he finished with 1 second and 1 fourth. Last time out, Joe just mentioned that he was beaten by Tornado Phantom by neck, and then he was sent to Chongfa and back to Hong Kong on Thursday. Joe Moreira rode him at the track work on Friday. They are doing quite well. So it is quite good to see that Joe Moreira takes the ride this time. I think that the horse may be able to stay in the midfield a bit more active than last time out. And as a 2-time Class 4 winner, Everyone's Victory is now quite familiar with the Class 3 rifles and the patterns and the pacing. So I think that it is time for him to have some breakthrough in this class. So I agree with Joe, number 5, Everyone's Victory for me.
So Charene agrees with Joe. Number 5, everyone's victory. I felt a little bit sorry for Harry Bentley, actually. He's won twice on the horse. He's been placed on the horse, and I thought he was doing well. So I felt a bit sorry for him. But there we are. That's what happens. I go for number 10, the Flying Dragon. An interesting horse. He's run 6 times on the dirt surface. Form figures of 133, 137. So placed every time, bar for the last time. And he's reunited with Zach Purton, who's 1-on-1 with the horse. 100% record, obviously, 1 from 1. And I thought last time, strange thing happened. I thought he was travelling okay under Karis Teton. And then he just seemed to get slightly hampered, slightly impeded, and then kind of just dropped back through the field and then stayed on again close home. So quite well beaten in the end, but I think he ran better than it looks. So just to recap, this is race number 9. Sarah goes for number 3, Lightning Bolt. Joe and Charene agree on everyone's victory, number 5. And I'm going for the 10 horse Flying Dragon. So we're now coming to our favourite part of the show, the best bet selection. I must say we've done well this time. There's an 11 race card and we've covered 9 races. So we've done very well. The only ones we've missed out is 3 and 4. Every other race we've covered. 9 winners, fantastic. So Sarah, who do you like for your best bet?
Uh-oh.
My mic was on mute. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
No worries.
My best bet comes in at race 8, the Mount Cameron Handicap Class 2, which is over 1,600 meters. This is a tough race, and I think it's going to be a 2-horse field between the 3 Running Glory and 6 Galaxy Witness, and I am taking the 6 here to see if he can challenge Running Glory. But he's getting barrier 2 when we get Morera retaining the mount on this. He would dominated. I mean, all this horse I think has done is just come and dominate. He's wowed every time he's come out on the track in these Class 3 races. Now he's jumping to a Class 2, so you do, see that weight break, which is going to help him out. He's consistent, he's solid, he's unbelievable, and he's really quick out of the gate, and really he's an unbelievable horse. And I think coming into that Class 2, I think he has a shot to really challenge Running Glory here, and Galaxy Witness, I think, is going to retain his undefeated streak. So we'll see. My fingers are crossed.
Fingers crossed there from Sarah. Number 6, Galaxy Witness in race 8. 4 from 4, stepping up to 1,600 meters for the first time. An interesting race, of course. Not only do we have Running Glory running for John Size, but Bourbonnaire, an interesting horse, lightly raced as well. Joe, who do you like as your best bet?
Best bet comes in race number 6. That will be Sparky Star. So it's funny that I didn't pick Harry Bentley, or I took a mount with Harry Bentley getting kicked out, and my best bet's going to be with Harry Bentley and number 2 Sparky Star. The last win was pretty impressive. So so it's pretty tough Class 4 race, I think, but he does have a win under his belt. So does Double 6 Pop, which was another one that I was actually leaning towards as well, because he has a win on a debut, but does go back down in class from Class 4 to Class 3. But I think as one of the top weights, the rest of the field doesn't look as overwhelming as it should. None of them really have. I mean, My Intelligence was one that had a win like 2-3 starts ago. Everybody else looks okay. It's just that I think Sparky Star with that win, horses gain confidence when they win. So I think that with that again, I think he'll go back to back. So number 2, Sparky Star, race number 6 over 1,400 meters on the turf.
Sparky Star there for Joe in race number 6. He won at the 13th attempt over course and distance last time under Harry Bentley on good yielding ground, which he really seemed to appreciate. And Harry Bentley, of course, also riding Kaying Master, who he rode to win last time, so hoping for back-to-back on them both. Sarah, who do you like Charene, who do you like as your best bet?
Yeah, my best bet will be in the final race of the card race 11. I like the debutant, number 9, Global Harmony. It is a Class 3 over 1,200 meters on the turf ground in race 11. And the debutant, Global Harmony, having a good form in Australia. He had 2 starts in Victoria, and he finished with 1 win and 1 second at Pakenham and sang down over there. He used to be a back marker with strong turn of foot over there. And then he had 4 berry trials in Hong Kong. I think that He's improving steadily. The Happy Valley Barrier Trial were okay, but he performed quite well at Sha Tin. And that one on May 17th, he stayed behind the leaders and showed a great acceleration under Zach Purton. When Zach pushed the horse, he just accelerated immediately in the final furlong. So I believe that he is settling quite well in Hong Kong. So making debut at Sha Tin makes me confident, especially we see that Zach Purton will ride this horse today. And we see that some of the main threat in the field may be Star Price jumping from gate 9 and Power Keep jumping from gate 11. They were the wide draw is not easy. And also the other one having quite good form, Private Rocket in this field, but I'm not quite sure that returning back to 1200 meters is good for him. So why not trying the debutant Global Harmony number 9 written by Zach Purton, and he will be my best bet.
So Charene goes for Global Harmony in the last race. A really nice looking horse. Watch his trials, very impressive looking horse. So hopefully that will be a winner for Charene. I keep saying Charene, I'll eventually sink in. I won't say Sarah Joe Sarah, which I've been doing today. Anyway, so I'm going to race number 10, the penultimate race on the card, going for Captain Win, who's won from 9. He won over course and distance, and he was 4th last time on his dirt debut. He's kind of a frustrating character. He very seldom runs a bad race, but I think if you get him to the front too soon, I don't think he does a great deal once he gets to the front. So I think Zach Purton will have to time it right. It's an interesting race. You've got Escape Route and Keefe, who were 1 and 2 over course and distance 28 days ago, and they have good chances as well. Keefe's drawn next door to Captain Win. Captain Win's drawn 13 or 14. But I think on the rain softened ground, if the horses gravitate over to the near side again, then I don't think a high barrier will be an issue. And but Captain Win, yes, he won in November last year, and he's been runner-up 3 times in his last 6 races. So he's a consistent horse. So just to recap, Sarah goes to race number 8, Galaxy Witness. Joe goes for race number 6, 2 Sparky Star, and Charene in the last race, race 11, number 9, Global Harmony, lovely looking horse. And I go to the penultimate race, race number 10, number 1, the top weight, Captain Win. And now we go to the value bets. And Sarah, who do you like as your value option?
My value bet comes in at race 5, the class 4 over the 1400 meters. And I am taking our friend Lyle Hewitson on the 9 double show. He's stretching out. He's been running at the 1200 meters for quite some time and looking pretty decent. He seems to get better each time he comes out. Just hasn't gotten that win recently or really at all. But I think with the latest improvement we've seen, it seems like Lyle has really learned this horse and really shown how this horse can take to the track here. He has great footing and great form. When you go back and rewatch some of his races, he really seems to take to the track, which is really nice to see. But let's see if we can get him this win. He is just a 3-year-old. He's still young. He's not running as green as he was looking earlier this season. So hopefully the more runs we get under his belt, the better he seems to be looking. But I do think, especially watching the last time out, it just really seemed to click to him, like what he's supposed to be doing across the track. And so I'm hoping we'll get some really good value on him and hopefully we'll get him across the finish line first.
So Sarah goes to race number 5 for her value bet. That's her value selection. That's number 9, Double Show. And that is the all-conquering combo of trainer Douglas White and jockey Lyle Hewitts have been going a great relationship over this season. 4 runs over 1200 meters and now stepping up to what looks like a good distance for the horse at 1400. Joe, just remind us who you picked as your value selection.
Yeah, value bets a race number 7, Tornado Phantom by number 9. $8.60 on the win line and then $3.80 for the place line. So if he does flash late, you do get about 2 to 1 if you get a place. So that is going to be my value bet. I already elaborated on it, so there you go.
There you go. Joe's picked recap number 9, Tornado Phantom in race number 7. And Charene, who do you like as your value selection?
Yeah, my value bet comes in race 2, the class 5 over 1600 meters. I quite like number 1, Asian One. When he was racing in class 4, he is quite a dynamic one, and especially when he was racing over Happy Valley, over 1800 meters and 2200 meters. He scored 1 second and 1 third. And I think that as a quite dynamic horse, he still has plenty to improve as a 4-year-old. And this time he will be going to class 5 for the first time. I think that he is quite competitive here. And I just checked that among the field of 14, there are no obvious leader here. So maybe Asian One breaking from gate 3 under Ruhenmeier, he is able to take the lead with slow pace. He can definitely take the advantage of it. So maybe he is not a early mature type. So this time racing over class 5 for the first time, and he is one of the front runner in the field. I think that he can definitely take the advantage, and I'm quite looking forward to him to break the maiden in Hong Kong. So race 2, number 1, Asian One as my value bet.
I think it's a good selection. I actually picked it in my preview as well. I think it has a very good chance, Asian One. It's the top weight Ruhenmeier, and stepping back in trip, which I think will suit the horse. It had finished 3rd, 2nd, and then 8th, and then last time it pulled far too hard under Matthew Poon. It comes back to the it's a class dropper as well, isn't it? So a very good chance there. So I'm going to race number 5, and that's number 11, Amigos Giggle, who's still waiting to win, nothing from 13. But I think he's the type of horse that will win sooner rather than later. And he was with Michael Chang, and now he has switched stables. And for the last 3 runs, he's been with Casper Founds. He's finished 6th, 3rd, and 3rd. And the last time he was beaten less than a length, it's the closest he's come to winning, and that was on ground that will, I would imagine, be similar to the going on Sunday. He's drawn in gate 11, but I don't think that's a problem. And Alexei Bedell, who I think is a good fit for the horse. So that's Amigos Giggle for me. So just to recap on our value bets, Sarah goes to race number 5, Double Show. That's the 9 horse. Joe goes back to race number 7, the 9, Tornado Phantom, and Charene, got your name right. Race number 2, number 1, Asian One. And I am I'm going to race number 5, 11, Amigos Giggle. Hopefully that can finally win at the 14th attempt. So there we are. We've covered 9 of the 11 races. It looks like a very tricky card, compounded, of course, by rainfall. So it'll be interesting to see what side of the track they go on, or who wins for that matter. So until we see you again for Happy Valley next week, it's goodbye from everyone and the best of luck on Sunday.